the sports podcast with the youngest, most daring, intrepid, gutsy, fearless host on the planet. Get ready for Jake's Takes. Here's Jake.
My guest today is a stud pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. He played for the Baltimore Orioles, the Atlanta Braves, the Cincinnati Reds, and the San Francisco Giants. He played college baseball for the LSU Tigers, and he was an All-American. The Orioles selected him 4th overall in the 2012 MLB Draft. And this past year with the Giants, he was lights out and was an MLB All-Star. It's my absolute honor to welcome to Jake's Takes the ace of the Toronto Blue Jays, Kevin Gausman. What's up, Kevin? How you doing?
What's up, Jake? Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. By the way, first off, I'm not sure if you've been on major sports stations yet. So if you haven't, I'm going to be the one right now to say, welcome to Toronto. How does that sound, Kevin?
It sounds good, man. Like I told you before we started, I'm really excited to get going. I don't know when we're going to start, but I've always loved Toronto, and the fact that there's one team for an entire country is super unique, and the fan base is, so supportive there. So I'm really, really looking forward and excited to be a part of it.
It's a big thrill to have you. Also, I got to give a huge shout out to Yaz. Honestly, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Was he just the best teammate ever? Because he sure seems like it.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man. He just comes to the ballpark and works hard every day, but he's always in a good mood, and he's a gamer. Once the game starts, it doesn't matter if he's banged up. He wants to be out there, and you got to respect a guy like that. He'll put his body on the line to try to make a good play for you, and he's got a great arm too. So he's always throwing guys out at second or home, and he's an exciting player to watch. A guy who has a ton of power. He's not really that big, but he's got a lot of power and can change the game with one swing of the bat.
Yeah, and by the way, how's your family? They excited to move to Toronto, but I gotta warn you, he's in San Francisco. We don't got the weather like they do.
Oh, I know it can get cold, man. I know. I grew up in Denver, so I know all about the snow. I grew up going to the mountains a lot and snowboarding and stuff, so I can handle the cold. It's a good thing we have a retractable roof. I will say that. So looking forward to being inside for some of those games.
Okay, you're coming back to the AL East, and I got to ask, what are you thinking? This is the toughest division in baseball to pitch against. It's hands down. You got to go against the Yankees. You got to go against the Red Sox. You got to go against the Rays. All teams in the AL East are a threat for a pitcher. Oh, sorry. With the exception of your former team. Sorry. My bad. What have you learned from your time in the National League that can carry on, help you on here in the AL East?
Yeah. So, I was with Baltimore for 5.5 years. And so I know the division, in and out. I know the ballparks, all the clubhouses. There will be no surprises for me. The lineups are a lot different than when I was playing in the AL East. But when I was there, it was Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. It was Hall of Famers. And so, I've faced Stanton and those guys before. I faced them when I was with Baltimore, and they're tough, and you really have to be on your game to be able to dominate in the AL East. But for me, it was that's what I'm here for. If you're afraid of competition and playing against the best, then pitching in the big leagues isn't going to work out very well. So I'm excited to come back to the AL East and take what I've learned, which is, just to pitch with my strengths, really, and not try to pitch so much to scouting reports, just stick to my strengths. And, I've done really well for myself since I left the American League. And so now I'm going to take that knowledge and go back and, hopefully do something special for the Blue Jays.
Okay, leaving pitching aside for a moment, are you going to miss hitting? Come on, we know you're going to miss hitting.
I am, man. Hitting's so much fun. It's scary though. Like sometimes you're facing the guy that throws so hard, and their stuff just moves so much that sometimes you're up there and you just know, like, I'm probably gonna strike out, and it's not fun to strike out. And so, but then when you do get a hit, there's nothing better, than getting a hit against a guy who's really good. My first RBI in my career was against Kershaw. And so, it was a lucky base hit for sure, but I'll take it, and they all look the same in the record books. So nobody will know that it barely got through the infield, and, he jammed me so bad, but it was still an RBI. So, it counts the way it counts.
Okay, so you must be a pro at hitting, because you were a pinch hitter. And you actually had a sac fly to win the game. Oh, come on, Kevin. What are you, the next Shohei Ohtani?
Oh, man, not even close. I don't have any power. I can put the bat on the ball, but I don't have any power, And some of these guys throw so hard, all you have to do is kind of put your bat out there. And, their velocity coming in will kind of take over for what you lack. But no, Shohei is incredible. Nobody can do what that guy does. And I got to face him last year, and just being able to watch him, you don't see guys that do that at the best level, at the highest level. So it was really cool. And, obviously he's very deserving of the MVP and all the accolades that he got.
Okay, you were one of the biggest names in the free agency class this year. And no doubt, many teams would have wanted you, Kevin. Were there any teams that were close to signing with you and like you were going to sign with? And what made the Jays your ultimate choice? Of course, the 110 million reasons, but besides for that.
Yeah, so honestly, it only came down to a couple teams, and really, with this whole deadline thing for the lockout. The last couple of days were pretty hectic, but really it came down to two teams. It was between the Mets or the Blue Jays, and it was more of a family decision than anything. And looking at the organization that Toronto has, and like I said, I know what to expect. I've been in that division before, and know all the lineups and know the ballparks and all that. But also, the Blue Jays have such a good reputation of being a great organization, as do the Mets. But it more just came down to where I thought I was going to fit in the best and feel the most comfortable for my family.
By the way, if the Mets were able to get you and hang on to Scherzer, oh my gosh, that would be the best pitching rotation ever. Jacob deGrom, you, and Max Scherzer? What is this, the Brooklyn Nets last year?
That's right. That didn't work out too well for them. They had to break that up. So I don't know if you want to make that comparison.
It's true. Okay. I want to ask you about this Jays offense. Vladdy, Bo, George Springer, Teoscar. It's just scary good. But not only does run support lead to more wins, does it also help your mindset? When you get out onto the mound, do you feel that extra swagger knowing that you got bats behind you?
Yeah, absolutely. You just always feel like you're in the game, whether you go out and maybe give up, a run or two in the first, that's not gonna, no one's gonna beat the Blue Jays, scoring 2 runs. That's probably not gonna happen, and if it does, it's gonna be pretty rare. And so, yeah, for me, more than anything, I'm just excited to watch those guys work. Some young guys, a lot of juniors, with Bichette. I remember watching his dad play for the Rockies when I was growing up. And so, hopefully I see him around and are able to connect with him. But, heard a lot about Vlad, and just excited to really watch those guys work. And, I know how good Teoscar is. He was there when I was there and faced him a good amount. And, Springer always had my number when he was in Houston. So I'm glad I don't have to face him anymore. I mean, he's a tough guy to have to face, straight out the gate. I mean, he's leading off and he can hit a homer real quick, and just put the game, and all the momentum on your side right out the gate. So it's exciting. I'm excited to watch all those young guys, and we got a ton of young pitchers too that are really exciting. And so I'm looking forward to watching those guys work as well.
Are you like friends with any of the Jays yet? Like, do you guys like spend time together, or are you trying to ease that in?
Well, I haven't met any of them. I've just talked to them on the phone over text, or I know Manoah. I met him or just over text, and so when I signed, I met Jensen and a couple other guys, and Pearson's a huge guy, and so I watched. I was always a fan of Barrios, when he was in Minnesota, and watched him dominate the Orioles for many years. And so, I think it's a really good group, and everything I've heard about those guys is that they work really hard, and it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, Kevin, I want you to teach all of Toronto what Kevin Gausman is all about. Tell us about your pitching style. Tell us about your personality. What should we expect having a star like you in TO? Tell us about Kevin.
Honestly, I'm a pretty goofy guy. I'm not too serious. I don't take myself too seriously. I like to compete. That's my biggest thing. I'm going to go out there and give everything I got every 5 days, and some days, it's not going to work out. That's just the way baseball is. But, I'm going to put all my effort into that game, and I'm going to try to be the best teammate that I possibly can be. And I think that's, one of the biggest things that you can do. You can't control the way things, the way the ball rolls some days, but you can control the effort and the attitude that you bring every day. And so, that's what I try to do, is just be the same guy every day. And, it's this game is a roller coaster ride. And so I think if you can, kind of stay in the same mindset all the time, I think it just makes it easier for people to communicate with you. And, they know what to expect from you every day. And, but yeah, I love my family. I have 2 little girls. I got a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old, a beautiful, amazing wife. And I love the outdoors. So I'm really looking forward to getting to Toronto and, being able to kind of check out the lake. And, I've always just been there as a visiting player. And so now really looking forward to kind of get to know what Canada and Toronto is all about. But I love being outside, and it seems like the majority of people in Toronto do the same thing. It's in the summertime, the city's booming, and there's always people walking around and riding bikes or running, and it's just a really cool, like, vibrant city that is nowhere like anywhere else. And so it's very unique.
Okay, so Kevin, like if you really want, give me a call. I'll give you a tour. Gladly.
Absolutely, man. I'll hit you up for some restaurant recommendations.
Okay, so this past year, you made the All-Star team, and your numbers were off the charts. You were 9-3 at the time, and your ERA was 1.73. Okay, just picture this. Kevin comes back home, comes to Colorado, plays in his first All-Star game. Nope. You're going to pitch 2 days before. Whose brilliant idea was this? Come on, this is ridiculous, Kevin.
I know. I wish it would have worked out to where I could have pitched, but we were trying to win a pennant, and win a division. So every game was important. And, I faced the Nationals, who I think gave me my first loss of the year a couple weeks before that. And so, I was ready to face them, and I wanted to face them, even knowing that, it was if me pitching that day wasn't going to allow me to pitch in the All-Star game. But, honestly, it was great because I just got to be there and do all the festivities and not have to worry about, getting these guys out that are, the best of the best. And so it was kind of nice to just being able to chill. But, hopefully the next All-Star game that I make, I'll be able to pitch in it.
Okay, Kevin, right now on Jake's Takes, it's game time. We're playing some rapid fire. I'll ask you a bunch of short questions. You answer them as quick as you can. Deal?
Okay.
Let's go. Toughest batter to pitch against?
Dustin Pedroia.
Which teammate of yours could sing the best?
Miguel Gonzalez.
Who would win in a race, Albert Pujols or Miguel Cabrera?
Oh, I'm going Miguel Cabrera.
Have you ever been yelled at by your manager?
Not in the big leagues, no.
Grilled cheese or mac and cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Trey Turner or Juan Soto?
Oof. Juan Soto.
Whose advice do you never listen to?
My wife's.
Amusement park or day at the beach?
Amusement park.
Hip hop or country?
Country.
If you could play any position besides pitcher, what would it be?
Shortstop.
We got a winner! Kevin Gausman, you just killed it, baby! You mowed through those questions like you mowed through the Dodgers lineup with just such ease. How'd that rapid fire feel, Kevin?
That was great, man. Those were good questions.
Okay, so I gotta keep a promise that I made to my favorite player ever, Kevin Pillar. When he was on my show, I told him that I would do everything in my power to bring him back to Toronto. And I already did my due diligence, or however you pronounce that. I already spoke to Mike Shapiro about it. But when I say something, I mean business. Maybe it takes a Kevin to bring a Kevin back. Can you please tell Ross Atkins, Kevin Pillar deserves to be back in a Jays uniform? It would be magical for this city. Please, Kevin, please.
I'll try, man. I'll try. I mean, I faced him a lot when he was with the Blue Jays, and he's such an exciting player. I feel like you play against him for 3 games in the series, and he's going to make 3 or 4 plays that, are game-changing plays, and just run stuff down. He'll run through a wall like you've seen, and so him and Yastrzemski are a lot alike in that sense. Like, they just want to go get the ball wherever it is, and they're going to do whatever they can to give themselves a chance to catch it.
Okay, last question, Kevin. This past year, Robbie Ray was sensational and ended up winning the Cy Young Award. He was phenomenal. Do you feel any pressure to live up to what he was? Because that's a pretty tall order.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, would love to come in and win the Cy Young. That would be great. But, I think that's an unrealistic goal because you can have a great year and not win the Cy Young, So more than anything, I just want to help this team win. And, if we win a championship and I'm not, maybe the best player or whatever, like, that's fine with me because we won a championship. So, that's the ultimate goal. The individual accolades are really cool. But at the same time, I came to Toronto to win a championship, not necessarily, focus on myself.
Yeah, that's like a great attitude, Kevin. Okay, so Kevin, I appreciate you taking time to join me on Jake's Takes. It was awesome. It was super fun to have a new Blue Jay ace on my show. Did you enjoy your time with me today?
Oh, yeah, man. Had a blast. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Best of luck for the upcoming season.